Hi guys, I welcome you to the Launch Labs. We are very happy to have you here, even in these hectic times and extraordinary times, let's say, of the crisis of the coronavirus. We are happy to have you here and to have like a virtual visit of yours in the Launch Labs. And maybe let me guide you through. You can already see from the outside, it's a beautiful old building. It's an old industrial plant actually, cultural heritage building. And right before this area, there was the Berlin Wall. Maybe I can tap into this a little bit deeper later on. But now let's first of all get into the Launch Labs and have a little tour. And again, welcome to the Launch Labs. I'm very happy to have you here to our virtual tour through the Launch Labs. Launch Labs, as you can see here, is a combination of launching something like a product or a service and a lab, like a laboratory. And this is all located in an old industrial plant. Actually, it was a paper plant. So this little guy, this paper plane, actually suits quite well to the whole topic. Here, this building is in Berlin. We call this the greenhouse. Maybe you can already guess why, because there are a lot of plants. It's kind of green, it's a living area, it's a growing area. We are very happy to have you here, as I mentioned before. We have other locations. Actually, there's another Launch Labs office upstairs, but we have other locations in other cities as well, like in Basel, Switzerland, in Sofia, Bulgaria. And there are others more to come at the moment. For example, in southern Germany, in Karlsruhe, there's another Launch Labs opening soon. In Madrid, in Spain, in Bengaluru, in India. So yeah, please stay tuned. So what are we doing actually with Launch Labs? We help experienced companies to be as fast and agile and swift as successful startups. Because not all startups are successful, as we all know. But this is actually what we are doing. And especially in these times of crisis and of Corona crisis, you can imagine that this might be very important for experienced companies to be agile, to be flexible, to adapt to fast changing and complex environments, and to adapt to exogenous shocks as well, like this Corona crisis is right now. Now you have to be remote. You work differently. There's a lot of changing going on in your business, and how to adapt to these kind of situations, this is what we help and support companies with. And the Corona crisis at the moment just highlights, from my point of view, the need that companies had already before, meaning they have to be flexible, they have to adapt to fast changing environments anyhow. Not just due to the crisis, due to the virus, but due to digitization, for example. A lot of things are changing. There's disruption. New companies, new competitors are popping up, like in fintech, like in insurtech, with new mobility providers. And these like experienced and well-known companies, they just want to adapt to this a little bit more quick, a little bit more flexible. And this is where Launch Labs comes in and where we can support actually. But maybe for the start, we first have a look at our rooms, and please let me invite you into our living room. Please follow me. Here you can see where we host bigger groups of people, for example, for conferences or for events. It gives space up to 60, 70 people, I would say, where we can really sit together, discuss things, work into sprints and things like that. Here maybe you can see this is a setting where you have one screen, where one person could present to a lot of people sitting on these tribunes, we call them grandstand, or on chairs next to it. So this is like a classical situation. One person speaks, the others are mainly listening, maybe asking some questions, but it is rather for like the opening, for introduction, for some inputs. But then after that, of course, we want to get into this mode of really working in sprints and working creatively and with our fingers. And for these purposes, we have other areas. We call these the breakout spaces. If you want to follow me, you can see them over there. This is one space, for example, where you can, like in a breakout group for half an hour or 45 minutes, really work creatively. This is another space where you can work in breakout groups. Nowadays, this is a little bit transformed into a remote working space as well. This is maybe an interesting information as well, that you can very easily, with these kinds of furnitures, adapt to the situation. And if you have kind of an exogenous shock, like at the moment, where you have to react and have to be creative and have to be flexible and adapt to changing environments, this is one option to deal with this, like we just did, because our colleagues, they facilitated like a 3-day remote session, so they just changed the space a little bit in this regard. And over here is another of those spaces. Yeah, and maybe we can just have a closer look what is in a space like this, in such a breakout space, with different types of furnitures here. You see some shelves. This is all, by the way, our own furniture. We created it under the brand What If We Fly, and this is furniture basically that is meant to help you work more creatively, more agile. This is the main purpose. So these are shelves where you find a lot of material that you can need in, for example, a prototyping session or in an ideation session. Just your teams stand together, wants to come up with ideas, and instead of just laying back, sipping their coffee, you can stand up. You see this, we have high chairs, high tables. People would stand, and this already activates the team a little bit more to go into brainstorming mode, to come up with ideas. And then you find here, for example, in one of these boxes, mag notes. These are magnetic mag notes that you can use to write down ideas. If you have an idea, you just take one of those pens, write down your idea, and maybe a nice little visual next to it, and then you want to put it somewhere. So where do you put it? Yeah, that's kind of the clue. You find whiteboards that you call idea frames here in this table, as well as behind this board. You can just grab them, put them here, and for the whole team, very easily do a little brainstorming, build on the ideas of others, and collect, regroup, cluster them, and come up with nice ideas. And if you want to make these ideas come to life and really become tangible, you find material here like Lego, for example, where you can build ideas, other things like pipe cleaners, straws, some wool, even Play-Doh, so that you can very easily come up with tangible results. And after this short breakout session, maybe half an hour, you would go back to the main group and can present your results. You get feedback, and with this feedback you can iterate. So basically agile work that is made much more easy with this kind of furniture, this kind of setting, this kind of space. Okay. But after a sprint, of course, you get thirsty, you get hungry, you get a little bit tired. Maybe you need recreation, or at least quench your thirst a bit and eat something. And this we usually do in our kitchen. So please follow us. I take something to drink as well with me. Okay, this is our kitchen. And as actually in every good party, the kitchen is kind of the heart of the whole thing, right? Like there is where the people sit together, people talk and enjoy themselves and share some information. And it's not so formal, it's nice. People can sit together, eat, enjoy themselves. And here you find everything actually what you need for a good meal and a good breakout. Over there is a colleague of ours still working. I don't want to distract her too much, but maybe if we are very, very silent, we can go upstairs and have a look from up there, because it's a nice view. This is our colleague Sarah. I don't want to distract her too much, but from here you can see again like the kitchen area with a table in the middle. Of course, we have a room there to cook something even together as a team event, for example. You have a long table here where you can sit together enjoy your meal, enjoy what you've cooked. And up there a little tree house where you can just chill, and just relax after a hard sprint. Okay, let's go. Come here. Over there you see some fridges where we can provide like soft drinks, cold drinks, water, everything you need. And there is some of the interviews that we did. You can just find bits and pieces of information. Okay. Here is another meeting room, actually. We call it Nürnberg. I guess there's someone in, so let's not disturb them too long, okay? Because it says busy. We don't say anything. So this is kind of a meeting room, more like a classic meeting room, where you can see people are doing remote sessions. You have a big screen. You have again shelf, again carpets on the wall, and this has a specific reason. Let's go and explain outside. Because as you can see, here's everywhere carpet on the wall. And this has the reason that these idea frames that I presented before, they have a specific feature. They have Velcro on the backside. So this idea frame that we create together with Weigang, like a German medium enterprise, to scale it, you can easily, with one hand actually, take it, just put it on the wall, it will stick there. And if you need it in another room, you just take it with you, which is amazing, because if you had a brainstorming and then you have all these results, you don't want to take a photo directly and then you have kind of a break in your media, which is just digital. But no, you want to take it with you, put it here, be able to work on it, iterate on it. They are magnetic, which is a specific feature, so that you can not just use the idea, the magnotes on the idea frame, but other magnets, like for example these guys, for voting or for other purposes. You could even put the photo of team members on it if you have a Kanban board, for example, a specific ticket, and you put your magnet on it. You know? Okay, upstairs there's another really recreational area, because we want to find a good balance between work and recreational time. So maybe follow me upstairs. Okay. This is a nice space as well. It's very cozy. Actually, it's smelling a little bit like in a sauna, because there's a lot of wood. And here we find something that is amazing, because it's a bed. And whenever you feel like, oh, for being creative, I need a little rest, just lie down here, take a while and go, Toby, why don't you do the rest of the story, okay? Bye-bye. Okay. I will go on. Let's go downstairs. Okay, and here you find our office, let's say. This is for the work that has to be done as well. You can't always work in sprints. You can't always present in front of a group of people, but sometimes you just have to answer some emails. You just want to work on your concept. You just want to get work done. So this is the place to do this. You find different kind of tables here, different kind of stools. We are experimenting. We are testing out which one suits us most. And yeah, maybe I can show you some features. You want to follow me? Here even you see like an interesting thing, one thing that is very important, especially for our colleagues from the office. They really told us we need space, we need storage room, because we have so many things that we want to put away. So please make sure that we have space for this. So here you find under the staircase, for example, an optimal use of the space where you can just get this out, and then there's space, for example, for printing paper. Or this one that looks a little bit like a saloon, if you ask me. If you open this, you would find the printer, copy machine, things like that. yeah, just to make the most out of the space. We have very high ceiling here, more than 6 meters, so we can even use a second layer, as we just have seen with the bed, for example. Yeah? And over here we have other boxes. If you work like more in a focus way, if you want to just have a call, we have a focus box here where you can just, like a telephone call here, and another focus box over there. Because if you really feel like I want to be on my own and I want to focus, you go into this guy. Yeah. So here again, you can use your whiteboard, you can take it with you, carpets on the wall that you can just use. It's still work in progress. But you can even take this thing down, sit here and maybe have a remote call or a video conference with some colleagues or some clients. Okay, and regarding the furniture of the office itself, this is all made by our strategic partner, Pool 22. We work together in this brand, What If We Fly? And here you find different kind of tables, different kind of stools. Some people prefer to work when they stand, so you can just use this table while standing and, for example, answering your email. Okay? And to show you even a little bit more the hard and the private areas of LaunchLabs, let's go to the next spot. By the way, the art that you find on the walls, like here as well as in the kitchen, this is a piece of art of a good friend of ours, Dave, and we are very happy that he helped making this so special and so beautiful with his collection. On the other hand, you find a lot of books, because we want to be a learning organization, of course, and this is our library. Just a little peek into this private area, the bathroom. You already hear a lot of birds chirping. You see maybe little exotic animals. It's very green because the topic of this whole room is called the greenhouse. And here you find this experience represented by birds chirping, nice jungle atmosphere, and even more here in this one. Let's have a look. Yeah, another artist created this beautiful piece of art so that you don't even feel in the bathroom anymore, but rather in the jungle. Okay, and as I promised in the beginning, maybe you want to follow me outside and I show you where the wall really passed by. Let's go. Okay, this is our backyard. Different agencies, different other companies are in this area, so that we have kind of a creative cluster here where people from different angles solve their problems. Craftsmen, artists, media agencies, all in an old industrial plant. And here outside you even find some tourists who take photos at the moment. So actually right here you see on the ground, on the floor, you see, maybe if you come closer, Toby, you can see this. These were pillars of the wall, of the Berlin Wall. So it's like, exactly here was the Berlin Wall, and on this part of the town it was the West. It was West Berlin, and this part of the town was East Berlin, was the communist area. And maybe from the outside you can have a look, Toby, and you see it's a beautiful old building, cultural heritage building from 1904, where the LaunchLabs are located. And next time you pass by, please feel free to visit us. Bye.